So we're here in Church Street in our lovely town of Roscommon, looking at the results of the Historic Towns initiative, which saw an investment of nearly 160,000 into the historic part of Roscommon. This initiative was sponsored by the Department of Culture and Heritage and the Gaeltacht, and it has been supported by Roscommon County Council and has received the buy-in from the local historic group, and we're witnessing a huge transformation of Church Street, which Church Street lies between the Church of Ireland spire and the Catholic Church spire. And looking around today, you can see the initiative which has seen a lot of conservation work and preservation work, but also an enhancement to historic buildings that were somewhat in neglect.
We're standing on the corner of Church Street and Abbey Street, and it's here in Roscommon Town. It's a really important connection of streets. To the bottom of Church Street behind me is the main retail area in Roscommon Town, focused around Main Street and the square. And to the other side of me we have the courthouse, the Garda station, the County Council offices, which really act as an administrative hub in the town. This street behind me would have had a lot of retail 100 years ago, even 50 years ago, with people living over shops, small-scale local businesses. In recent years that activity has died away. There's now a lot of dereliction and, I suppose, smaller scale, more transient, temporary shops and so forth. The purpose of this scheme has been to really reinvigorate these two streets and to begin to encourage footfall and greater connectivity between the retail centre of the town and the administrative hub. The objectives of the scheme are twofold. Firstly, to carry out preventative maintenance and repairs. This would include anything from fixing loose slates up to and including reslating one or two of the buildings where the roofs were in very poor condition. A lot of the buildings had lightweight gutters, either in PVC or pressed aluminium. These were all removed and replaced with traditional cast iron gutters, which would have a lifespan of 80 years. So therefore we're really laying down something that will last for a long time into the future and make the buildings easier to maintain. It's not a comprehensive programme of repairs, it's a start, and we would hope that the building owners would build on it and carry out further work to help secure what are two very important streets in the town. The second equally important element of it is to improve the aesthetics. I mentioned the gutters, and that's obviously a key starting point. Good, strong, clean gutter lines helps, but also to take the paintwork on the outside of the buildings and totally freshen it up, and to be quite bold about the colours that we picked. So you can see behind we have quite an array of colours, replacing what would have been very muted magnolias and light greys. So it's to bring a bit of vibrancy into the place and to really draw the eye from the main street up through Church Street and towards the very fine public buildings we have near where we're standing now. So we've been quite adventurous. I'd like to thank the individual building owners who've been very supportive in allowing me to pick some fairly punchy colours, and they've shown a lot of trust, and I think it's paid off. We're also picking up, you can see in the building that's scaffolded just there, we have a brick facade, a very fine early 20th century brick facade that had been overpainted, and we're carefully removing the paint from the brick so that we're bringing back that brick facade as a feature on the streetscape. So I suppose that in essence is what the scheme is about.